The New Patriotic Party convened a national youth rally at Moree near Cape Coast in the central region. So it was attended by the bigwigs of the party as well as the vice presidential candidate of the party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And, well, we have our central regional correspondent, Richard Kwejonyaku, on the line. A very good morning to you, Richard, but particularly, how did the whole rally go?
Well, it went well. The crowd was massive. It brought a lot of people, especially the people from the creative industry that have endorsed the flag bearer of the NPP, plus other bigwigs of the NPP. I saw Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the acting general secretary John Boedu, the national youth organizer. I also saw the second deputy speaker and a host of other people from the various regions, the regional youth organizers, the party chairpersons from the various regions. So the crowd was massive. It was a forum to explain the policies about the youth to the teenage supporters of the party. They said that they chose Moree specifically because Central Region is at their heart, because they know that if they win the Central Region, the entire elections are a done deal for them. And so they went specifically to the hometown of the vice president, Kwesi Bekwai, Mr. Atta, and it was really, really a sight to behold.
Now, particularly, we know that we're almost just about 3 weeks to the main elections, and that also means that the activities of the two main parties are heating up and reaching a certain crescendo. Did you get that kind of feeling that for all the utterances and perhaps the content of the speeches, it was a rallying call to members of the party countrywide?
Yes, that's true. There was that sense, and you know, these days on Sundays, the churches are losing their offerings because early Sunday morning there are keep fit activities in Cape Coast and other parts of the other constituencies in the region. Every Sunday morning, people from the NDC, from the NPP, notably, they go on keep fit exercises, and so they start early in the morning, sometimes 5:30, and they are accompanied by the security person. So if you are in the region, it gives you that sense that the time is drawing nigh, the time is very near, and people are really making inroads into individuals' respective strongholds. In the central region, you know, it could be anybody's game. It's gone for the NDC before, it's gone for the NPP before. Now the NDC is currently holding, it has 16 seats, and the NDC has the rest of the 8 seats. We have 23 constituencies, and you know, in 2004, the NDC had only 1 seat, and in 2008, they equaled, and then currently, just as I gave you the statistics, 16-8. So the MPP is really, really, working very hard to enable them to topple the NDC in terms of the parliamentary and in terms of the overall that they will marshal come December elections. And so for them, it was a rallying point to converge their youth, to tell them that the time is drawing closer, and so they should go to the individual constituencies to campaign. And about last week, there was this campaign launch, adopt a polling station. So the NPP raised funds to support and the operations in every polling station. They said that we're going to their respective homes, they are going to churches, they are going to the marketplaces and other things to win votes for the NPP in there. So there is that general feeling that the time is now. But for the central region, we've not recorded nasty incidents. They are just isolated cases. If you go to where Jojanda and Hannah Tete is, there was a debate that was called off because of these hiccups that cropped up. So really, there's just general feeling.
And just playing by your picture is the pictures that we got from the Moree Park, and gives an indication of a mammoth rally. Was it attended by everybody from the nooks and cranny of the country?
Well, yes, because we got some people, someone said that he came from the president's constituency, the Boli Bamboe constituency, other people from Tamale and the others. And it was a fun-filled activity because the musicians were there, Kwabena, KJ, Kwame, and a host of them. And we also had some Nollywood actors that also graced the occasion because they had predicted that the flag bearer of the NPP would win. I also spoke with Soke Safo, I spoke with Kwesi Otin. They all graced the stage and then sang. A lot of them, it's not only singing, but they have also earmarked a plan to ensure that the flag bearer of the NPP wins. So it was really a congregation, a cocktail of people from the diverse places in the entire country.
But we also know that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is a vice presidential candidate of the party, again threw that very challenge to the vice president of our country, particularly on the subject of the economy and the issues that he raised on that could be debated on.
Yeah, he said that the vice president has been running away from him. He's could have some questions that the vice president should come out to answer. He's looked for the vice president everywhere, and he seems not to get hold of the vice president. So he intentionally decided to grace that particular rally because he knew that that place was the hometown of the vice president. So he's come to his backyard to look for him, even in his hometown, that when they see him, they should tell him that he, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, is looking for him to answer his questions and then to kickstart the debate on the economy, the creation of jobs, and other things. But he says that all his attempts to get hold of the vice president has proved futile. And so he's still in his mission to search for the vice president, to get him and then to answer all those questions. But it was really sarcastic of him. I mean, the crowd cheered him on as he uttered these words.
Now, we know that within the period, just around or close by, we had Cape Coast South also convening a rally in which Kuku Hagan also had many personalities also come to grace the occasion within the period. How did that go, knowing that just some few hours or a day or two later, we also had this very event by the MPP?
Yeah, so Kuku Hagan, the Cape Coast South parliamentary candidate of the NDC, I mean, he's the incumbent member of parliament. You know, this constituency used to be part of the Cape Coast constituency until it was divided into Cape Coast North and Cape Coast South, where incumbent member of parliament, Ebo Batinodo, is taking the North constituency and he is taking the South. And people say that he was just brought from the trade ministry to come and head the region as the regional minister, ostensibly to protect the seat, the Cape Coast South constituency, because the MPP had fixed a candidate who is a fisherman, who is a lawyer, who is a lecturer at UCC, and people say that he's done a lot of cases for the people. He joins the fishermen to sing some of the folk songs there. He helped them bag the net and all of that one. So the race is going to be very tough, but Kuku Hagan has said that the battle has already been won. I mean, it is just like going into a football match where the match has already been played, it's been fixed already, and everything is under control. He does not fear anything because for him, even back 4 years ago where he had not done anything in the constituency, he could win the election. And so this time that he's done, he says that he's distributed a lot of outboard motors. The major Cape Coast town roads have also been asphalted. He's provided buses to commute school children to and from their schools and other intervention strategies that he's put in place. He believes that this one put him ahead, way, and miles ahead above the candidate that has been fixed by the NPP. And so that was really what the rally, and so he organizes keep fit exercises every now and then. It happens every 3 days in Cape Coast, and on Sunday they crown it all with a major keep fit activity that are addressed by the national chairman of the party, the regional party officers, and all other things. So for him, the seat is very key, and he's bent on keeping the seat.
Well, we'll see how that goes. But we also know that on the other side of town is Cape Coast North. And we know that Mr. Champong and Kobie Champong is having a hard time trying also to match up to Barbara AC. How is that race also going?
Well, that race is going to be very tough, very, very tough. You know, the NPP used to have this constituency, and it was held by Christian Chacha of the NPP for 12 consecutive years until Ebo Batinodo won 8 when Christian Chacha did not contest. Now there is a new phase for the NPP, and there is an entirely new phase for the NDC in the person of Kobie Champong. Now people are really, really. Now they cannot even predict, because they do not know how Kobie Champong came to win the NDC primary, because according to them, he popped out from nowhere. He's a strategist. He's been campaigning subtly underground and all of that. And so he eventually won the parliamentary primaries. And so they do not know what he really has under his sleeves to also take the Cape Coast North constituency. But this constituency, you know, we have the Cape Coast Polytechnic, we have the Cape Coast University. Most of the time, the NPP wins in these two institutions, the Cape Coast Polytechnic and the Cape Coast, and they also win the major towns. But from the hinterlands, from the rural areas within the Cape Coast North constituency, the NDC takes it. And so it's going to be a huge battleground for these two huge figures. Barbara Ashayisi says that she's been on the ground, she's been with the people, she stays in the constituency, the parents, all the family relatives and everything. She's done a lot for the people in the constituency. And her trump card is that she is a motivator. She's been motivating the women, the young girls in the constituency and other things, and that she thinks should put her way, way, way ahead of Kobie Champong, who she says, I mean, hardly comes to the constituency, but for the election, she would, they wouldn't even know he's from the constituency. And so these are the things. I mean, but there is a thin line between them, and it's going to be the deciding factor. If there is no division among the NDC here in the Cape Coast North constituency, it will be a huge, huge, huge battle for them to fight. And so that is how it's going to. But for now, even though the MPP candidate is slightly ahead, I mean, we still wait with bated breath to see who picks the seat.
Well, thank you very much. Richard Kwejinyakon is our regional correspondent, reported to us from Cape Coast in the Central Region, and we'll bring you a lot more updates on the campaign trail.